Hello. Oh, who is that? Who's that good-looking man down the corner? Surely it's not that Wayne.
That's me. I'm here.
Oh, well, there's you as well. There's you as well. Oh, guys, it's Friday night. What a laugh we will have tonight, guys. Why not? We all need a laugh to cheer us up.
We do.
So tonight, guys, we have Richard Russell. We've had him on before. So it's kind of, let's see what he's been up to. Let's all be nosy. Make sure he's...
You don't want to know what I've been up to. Believe me.
I done stuff. That's all I'll say. Hiya, Kate. Hey, Nori. So I'll just share this out. Guys, how's everybody's week's been?
Mine's been good.
Awesome. What about you two guys over in the corner?
Look away.
Week. It's been a month for me.
Oh, my sweet.
The bags under my eyes are bigger than Tesco's bags for life. Yeah, look, I can get a month's shopping in them.
In fact, I was wondering if that was grey hair or blonde. I couldn't tell.
No, it's my Rutger Hauer hairstyle or my Roy hairstyle. I just haven't spiked it today.
Oh, what about you, Lan? How you been, Lily?
Oh, I've been fine working, but I've had a few early. Thursday I was off, so I've done some gardening and that, and I sort of got the Welsh tan. So.
Oh, I thought you were going to strip there. I was like that. No, that's time for sure. So, Richard, since the last time that we spoke to you, how has the investigations been going?
Quite well, actually. Yeah, I've got.
Awesome.
I do a little bit of work for a local pub, and I got Mandy West, the haunted historian.
Oh wow!
To do a bit of background check on it, and it's apparently very, very haunted. And she actually warned me because of the ley lines coming off Castle Ring and down the road, the Roman road that it's built on.
Brilliant.
The ley lines cross.
Yeah.
And if I did an investigation there, I could be attracting anything. So I've decided not to do an investigation there because the landlord lives in the place. And his daughter lives there more often, so I don't think it's fair to do anything. But I know there's stuff there. I've been there late at night when we've heard different bangs and stuff, and there's just no explanation.
Yeah.
I left the other night at about 1:30 in the morning, and there was a massive crash in the cellar, and the owner heard it, but you can see him on a camera actually turning around going like that, as to what is it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've done that.
Oh wow!
Do you think there's a lot of Roman roads built on ley lines? Does anybody know? Yeah.
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 There's a lot in Colchester.
That's really interesting. That it hits a point with me because how did they know? How did they know where these ley lines were? But then again, how do we know? I only know because I feel them.
It's the divination rods as well.
Yeah,
they can find it through that. Because it's not just water they work on; it's obviously the energies as well.
Yes.
So it's really, really weird how it works, but it does work.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to 2 places that have been not investigated by teams, and I've been the first one to investigate them. And the one was called the Bog in South Wales, which is an old pub. I did that with Wednesbury Paranormal and the Haunted Exchange.
Yeah.
With Russ Bevin and Andy Moore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of it too, yeah.
And that was a brilliant night when we had children opening and closing cupboards because they were looking for food. There was miners there that were just angry because when they had a loss of 140 people there, no one was put down for their murders because there wasn't the health and safety in place or anything like that.
No.
So they were angry about that. There wasn't any compensation for the families and all that lot. And we kept them coming through. And we also picked up on a few old regulars that used to drink there.
See, I love it when child spirits come through, because they're the most mischievous little shits.
Oh yeah.
That's what I love about the child spirits. I've had a child spirit myself. I did do a place that used to be like an old schoolhouse, and it was a child spirit that I had, and this child spirit was actually quite gentle. I love when they come through. It's brilliant. See, what I always question is, and I seen, and what I seen was ages ago was somebody had said about, when you die, God forbid, that you age, and I'm thinking to myself, please no, I would rather stay at 36, thank you, or whatever period of time that I died, rather than, growing. And no, definitely no, but child spirits are brilliant. They are really, really good to work with. Even, it's in these places when you're in pubs. I mean, I've investigated a pub myself. It wasn't really as active. It could have been better, but at the same time, it's good when you get old regulars. And you've got to remember the way that they talk in pubs. Even back in the day, the way they used to talk in pubs with the effing and the jeffing, and women were to be heard and no seen, and seen and no heard.
I was going to say, it could be disaster.
I switched that.
It still works on that realm. The not heard.
Hey, Ali. Hey, Iron Fire Horse. I've missed you. You're a handsome woman. But I totally get it. Like, it's the same as when you go into these buildings. Men are very much, women don't talk, and sometimes I've had, men spirits that have told me to f off because they would rather have like a man talk to them, and I'm dead.
So I went to Clanny Rock Hall in Wellspool. I think it was Wellspool, somewhere near there. And there was a room called the Orange Room. It was where all the men went to smoke. And it was God says didn't it?
It's alright, I get it.
We used to it.
All the men went to smoke, but this orange room wasn't orange, it was like deep brown because of all the tar off the cigars. That's when there was a window that was set up that they could just open the window, step on the window ledge, and then mount the horse to go off hunting.
Yeah.
So it's very old plans. And of course, women weren't allowed in there. Of course, with all the investigators we had, the women in there weren't very welcome. Of course, there's me doing the Estes method, and women are asking me questions, and I'm telling them to get out. I'm going, get out now! Go on, fuck off! Because that's what I was hearing. And I didn't have a clue of this, but someone posted a video of it. I think it was one of the lady mediums that was there. Posted a video of it, and they said my actual speech changed. Oh
my god!
My voice changed to match the regional dialect.
Yeah.
So I found that a little bit weird, but I had no clue of it because obviously I've got mask on, noise cancelling earphones, and I'm just blurting out whatever I hear.
I love that method. I really, really love that method. I've done it myself, and I was out with Rigger and his team, and we were doing this castle. So I've got the headphones on and the blindfold and everything. And he had wrote down a number. Rigger likes to do things like that, like write down numbers or do shapes and things like that to prove.
Yeah.
And he wrote the number 16. And I had done the sum. He says, yeah, you were meant to say 16. He says, but no, you. He says, you did a sum. 8, 4, and 4. It was like that. I couldn't believe it. Kate says, random question 2. What's the soul made of, and how is it different to the brain, nature, and nurture? That's a good question, Kate. Who wants to answer that first?
I would say the soul is made up of energy, foremost, and obviously the brain carries the energy because it's the main component, and it will carry the nature of that person on in the future realm. That's how I would see it.
It is energy. It is energy. Do you know what? I'll tell you something now. When I was about 3 years old, I was playing round the back of my house and I was playing singing. Right? I had a brush and I was playing singing outside. And
can you give us a rendition?
Okay.
Can you sing it?
How did I know that was coming?
Wait, can you sing it for her?
I'm going to knock him out in a minute. Now listen to this.
I don't mind.
I knew there was a reason I had a paintbrush right next to my phone.
Well, in that case, waiting out, I didn't see nothing.
Right. So what happened was I felt a bit strange and I sat down on the path outside the back. And the next thing I remembered how I got to live at that house.
Mm-hmm.
And I was floating in, it was like, I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know whether it was space or what, but the man came, he was in front of me and he kept saying to me, you've got to go now. And I said, I don't want to go now. You've got to go now. And the next thing I was there. And I always remembered that happening to me, always. So I don't know whether you have a time where you've got to go. You've got to be in that because that's where you're going to. I don't know, but it's all to do with energy.
Yep.
They say when your time's up, don't they?
What about you, Ben? What's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on it are everything is energy. Of one form or another, whether it's stored, kinetic, emotional energy, everything is energy. The human body has energy in every single cell. Yeah. And scientists have claimed now that if every single cell in a human body was to release its energy all at once, there would be more energy than in a bolt of lightning.
Brilliant.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah.
Obviously, everything is there. I mean, the brain tells the heart to pump. The brain tells the lungs to contract and expand and backwards and forwards. And so, of course, the brain is responsible for controlling the body itself.
Yeah.
And that's why we ask the question, what happens once the physical has gone? What happens to that energy?
Yeah.
We know that with a block of wood, it is stored energy. And when you burn it, it releases heat and light.
Yeah.
So it's a different form of energy. So that energy then transforms into something else.
Yeah.
So what happens to human energy?
Exactly.
See, I'm the very much
energy goes out into the atmosphere and becomes positive to be worked in the universe again. So you're right. So what happens to all that other energy?
Do you know, I'm a great believer. I agree with you guys. I believe in energy. Like, I'm a big, it could be residual, it could be any sort of energy, right? When we meet, obviously, other people, you like to read their energy. Are they good? Are they no good, blah, 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 blah. When it comes to the human brain, the human brain is an amazing, absolutely amazing, fascinating thing. There's so much to learn about the human brain that even they're still doing research on the brain.
It's far more complex than we give credit for.
Oh,
it's the best computer in the world.
It is.
Well, yeah.
It is.
Well, no. Well, in that case, God must have waited for me at the very end, because I swear to God, my brain fog is something else. So
that's the ZX Spectrum then.
Honest to God, I've missed you too, Bill. Oh, thank you, love.
Lois, you need some of that.
Oh, is that line?
There you go.
Yeah.
I call it silly shit because it's easier to say than shilly shit. But silly shit, sea moss, and lion's mane mushrooms.
I just stick with that.
Kate.
I look like a bottle of Worcester sauce then.
Right.
The red wine from Tesco.
Wait, right. I've done this a wee bit backwards tonight, right? For people who don't know you, Richard, can you explain who you are and what you do for people who don't know who you are?
Well, I am Richard Russell, and I own a group called Dutch Courage, which was formed in 2020. I had 7 investigators, and now I'm down to 3.
It happens.
Just because people with COVID and everything like that, they've just decided it's not for me. We weren't going out anywhere and doing anything. I used my leisure time to go to Lilleshall Abbey and just do a bit of investigating. I was walking around on my own. What's the harm? Nobody else was there. What's the harm?
That's it. Yeah.
That's how I used it. And people got bored and left. But yeah, I've been paranormal field since I was about 25, longer than that probably. I've been in the field about 25, 27 years, something like that.
Oh wow!
And I know I look younger than my age, and if they look a bit older with the beard.
Well, I have a solution for you, buddy. Just for men.
Just for men, yeah. Well, no, I don't want to be fake because none of my stuff in the paranormal world is fake. I don't believe in using this AI shit for like cartoons, like trying to get your group like out there and pumped up and get the members up and everything. I'd rather do it just me. I do it my own way, and I want to make it my own way.
Independent, yeah. I'm an independent as well.
Since 2020, well, since actually last year, I set up another YouTube channel because I've had things stolen off of me and everything like that. Lo knows the down low on that. Down low. Anyway, yeah, she knows all the stuff on that. So I've had all that stolen off me. I've reset my group up. I've got brand new different kit, and in a couple of months' time, I shall be launching a new logo for Dutch Courage.
Oh wow!
And with the new sort of team I've got sort of lined up. My stupid kids have just done an ice bucket challenge outside, and now they're going to come play in the cold.
I've done the ice bucket challenge before years ago. I did it. So
spirits quicker than I can, and we actually went. On holiday or to the beach, and we was going down the road, and the ice needed the beach. We pulled to one side because I used the public toilet.
Yeah.
He walks in there. He says, "Dad, have you got the K2?" And I was like, "Why?" He says, "There's something in there." I was like, "Okay," so I got it out of the boot of my car, always ready. And I went in there, put the K2 in there, and no other electricity source around it. It was at the top of the lake of Bala Lake in Wales, and there was reaction on the K2, so he picked up on something that I hadn't picked up on.
Oh, do you know, Richard, I've been dying to ask you this for ages. How did you come up with Dutch Courage? Because I really, really like the name. Really like the name.
Well,
when you think of Dutch Courage, you think you're having an alcoholic drink.
The group was actually formed in a pub.
Oh my God.
The original people that formed Dutch Courage was myself, Jack, who does a lot with what was it? Booze and Booze, you know, John Smith and Neil Smith. And he's good friends with them, so he does a bit with me and he'll do a bit with them, so he's like what I call a floater. And there was Andy Cartledge, who was in my group, and we all just came out with we're having a pint, but we have a pint before we go Ghost hunting, which is supposed to do it the other way around. But we'll call it Dutch Courage. That's how it came out, Dutch Courage.
I think that, do you know what? It's pretty unique and it's pretty different. And do you know, when I always see it, it always makes me smile because I think of Dutch Courage.
I keep visualising like a baby sham glass.
You visualise my beautiful face and everything, and you think, yeah, that's the tea for me.
Yeah.
I keep getting a baby sham glass tipping over with a spirit coming out of it, you know, little ghost dripping out of the glass.
Yeah.
We did actually find a beer glass with Dutch Courage engraved on the side of it.
That is mental. That is mental.
I couldn't take it at the time because the landlord was watching me.
Oh, for God's sake.
Not like me in the Harvester the other night.
No.
Those stupid meals that come out with the chips in a little metal bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Well, these came out in a cup, a metal cup. And my oldest sons, his came out that they'd obviously, when they washed them, they'd got stuck together and they couldn't unstick it, so he had two. And I thought, oh, well, that's handy. They probably won't realise that there's two here. So I put one in my pocket, separated the two that he had, so it looked like we had one each, so it didn't look no different. And I brought it home.
Don't be shocked, though.
I bet
normal. It's normal to do that.
Wait,
going out with drink glasses is unusual.
Listen, I bet you, Wayne, you're the type that packs the towels for the hotel
No.
and your suitcase.
I'll take the shampoo and the body wash, but I won't take the towels and that.
No,
I've got enough towels.
So you may as well take the rest.
Oh, hiya, Joanne, love. Hope you're well. I hope you're well, love. So yeah, we could talk about pubs, haunted pubs. So, is any of you guys, Lynn or Wayne, done any pubs?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I mean, investigating, no drinking.
No, I have. Yeah, plenty.
I've investigated and drank. I've done both.
Yeah, I've done a few pubs, to be honest with you.
I used to work in a haunted pub.
Oh.
So, and I visited one in Scarborough.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
I done an interesting place over on the Wirral. And we went in this pub and we had this small group with us. And I'd never been there before, never been in the pub. But we walked through because I'm a bit nosy. I like to see what's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was a lot of junk in a lot of the rooms, to be honest with you. But in one of the top rooms, we just went in and there was two old wardrobes there, stuck together, brown, varnished, just stuck there. And as I went in, I stepped back. And I stepped back because there was an energy coming off these wardrobes. And I was getting all this effect on my throat and all down here. And this couple said, I don't know who they were. And they said, are you all right? I said, I don't know, I'm getting this effect. I said, I've got a feeling whoever this belongs to, they've got throat cancer or they had throat cancer. Well, the girl starts crying and they're all trying to calm her down because they belong to her grandfather.
No way.
Who had died of throat cancer.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I pick up on things like I get it all the time. Yeah, I love pubs. Love pubs. Another one near to us, there was they used to have CCTV inside. So we went there one week. We used to have meetings there once a month. So on the next one, we went back and they caught something on this camera the night before. And in the far corner where nobody sits anymore, you can still see the corner, but there was a round table with an old woman and an old man having the pints. It was very, very, how can I say, weak, but you could see it. And they didn't know what it was because there was nobody in the pub.
Uh-huh.
There was no seat in there. And there certainly was. So that's how it used to be years ago. So that was interesting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I love going to pubs.
Pubs are brilliant to investigate. The one that I would really, really do, and everybody says it's notoriously spooky, is the Ancient Ram.
Yeah, I've been told to go there.
A lot of people, it's a mixed review, really. I think it depends on the person's experience. Like, some people might have a good experience with the Ancient Ram, and then there's others that don't. Kate's asked you a question, Richard. Where is Richard based? What's your YouTube?
My YouTube is, I'm based in Armitage, Rugeley, Staffordshire. Oh, and I've got something important to tell you. I have been nominated to be Proud to be Paranormal by Barry Frankish.
Oh, the ambassador.
The ambassador for Staffordshire and also my local area of Rugeley.
Lovely.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's my next thing. Obviously, I am very proud to be paranormal, and nothing. I always help people that ask for it or give them help, but it's when they start taking the mickey, sort of shy away from it a bit.
Well, welcome to the club, Richard.
I've had a lot of backlash from helping people. You help them, and then they stab you in the back.
That's true.
Yeah, no, that is very, very true. But yeah, in fact, Richard, you've actually just reminded me. I'll need to see where there's a gap in July. For Proud to be Paranormal, because I always support it. For Barry Frankish. I really didn't want the ambassador thing, no, because I thought to myself, oh, I'll see who takes it, and it was who's the ambassador for Scotland. It's either Ian Varro. I think it's either Ian Varro or no, it is Ian Varro. That's the one for Scotland.
I think it is, yeah.
So I definitely. Whoa! I've got my
well
Proud
done,
to be
Wayne.
Paranormal.
Well done. Nice to see. I've got
Gary Fields.
Hello,
Gary Fields.
I've got all of the ones they've done. He's done so far.
Aye.
I made sure I brought 2 of each.
I definitely like to support it. See, at the end of the day, I know, but I know para-unity is like a grey area to people's eyes, right? But I always say people don't realise you are actually doing para-unity. Seeing your small groups, like I have a very small group, like the like Lan, Wayne, yourself. There's a few others. That's my para-unity. My para-unity is that. You know,
we talk weekly, don't we? Really, and we'll help each other. Like if I'm struggling, you help me, and if you're struggling, I'll help you.
Yep. Hey, Susie.
And if anyone else is struggling, just reach out, and I will speak to them, and I'll try and give them the best advice I can give them. I'm not going to bullshit anybody. I'm just going to
And I think that's the thing, is because there are lots of people out there say that para-unity doesn't exist, but it does. Because there are groups of people that will help each other. They'll help share information, share experiences, and all sorts of stuff. And the moment you share something with another group or another person, that is para-unity.
Yeah. I always say it's like there's no I in team.
Yep.
So you all get together and you work like that. And
unless you say it in Swahili, and then there is an I in it.
Yeah.
I don't know Swahili.
That's Scottish. Hi, hi, honey. But no, it is. I'm sorry about that. I'll need to put myself on mute now because there's a taxi outside blasting the horn, and you probably can hear it because my windows. Oh, can you know that's brilliant?
No.
You can probably hear my kids, but you know,
hey, kiddios. But people don't realise that in your wee small groups, the amount of people that you talk to on a daily basis and you work with, that's part of unity. You know, you don't have to have I might be stepping out of line here and it might not go down well. I just don't think that you need to go to these para-meets and paracons. Now, this is just my opinion, guys, to form para-unity. That's that's just my opinion, and I can feel my ears burning and the boo.
Can I just drop in on that? Because on the 16th of May, I'm going away for a week down to South Wales, and I'm actually going on the ghost hunt while I'm down there, and I'm taking my dad. Now, my dad is
bless him.
Where are you going, Richard?
I'm going to Roton's Museum in South Wales, near Kidwelly.
I've been to Kidwelly. Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah, it's Roton's Museum, and it's a new place to investigate. And
in fact,
I'm taking my dad on his first ghost hunt, so my dad can understand why I do what I do.
That's lovely.
Because he's always asking, how was it? Did you get anything? Did you get that? Oh, that could be this, that could be that. I says, no, Dad. I says, you've got to go to understand.
Yeah.
I says, tell you what, when we're going on holiday, I'll book you on that ghost hunt. So I paid 45 quid for him to go on this ghost hunt, or 35 something. And so he's well up for it. He's going to go. But then when I come back, I have a day at home, and the following morning I go to the GPN parameet.
Yeah, the parameet. That's Neil Parker.
No, not Paracon. It's GPN. It's a parameet done by Neil Packer, and you have the GPN awards. And you've got I think Andy Linden from
100 Quest.
Yeah, you've got him. You've got Barry John. You've got Paul Goddard.
Yeah, they're all up for awards.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. To be honest, I don't like that sort of thing because I feel like that's blowing smoke up your backside.
It is. That's why I haven't entered.
And I'm like, you see everybody, and again, like Willow has said, I'm not being disrespectful to individuals that may have been nominated or have had awards in the past, but to me, the fact that I take people out into haunted locations and they have a bloody good evening is the award that I get. I don't need a piece of paper or a digital picture or anything to say, well done, Wayne, you're event manager of the year or you're the biggest twat of the year, whatever. I'm not bothered. I'm happy knowing that the people that come out with me on my events enjoyed their night, and that's it.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's what you need.
And that's it, and that is the true para-unity. Not a piece of paper that says well done Wayne or well done Lynn or Richard. It's the fact that people return to your events and know you for who you are and what you do, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think people often come to
me, people often come to me and they say, remember you years ago? Oh my God, we had such a good time. You were so informative. and we had a fabulous time. It's so nice to be able to see it again when you're doing another one.
Yeah.
Years later, you've done something. You've put your mark on it.
Well, I had that when I started Spookanuri events. The very first event I did when I started up Spookanuri events, I had somebody come to me and said, "I want 6 tickets. It will be great to see you because I haven't seen you since the last Most Haunted Experience events that you did."
Yeah.
And that was like 6 years prior.
Yeah.
I hadn't done an event since.
Yeah.
The people that remember you, it's you can't get any better credibility.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, and this is with the greatest of respect, because you probably yours will travel back, right? And this is with the greatest of respect, but that doesn't help the confidence of people who are in the paranormal, like small people that might not be out there that are trying to get out there. That doesn't really fill them with confidence because you never see the small guy winning. And I don't mean this disrespectfully because there's a lot of people who are in the GPN that I really, really like and think the world of. And this is no disrespect to them or anything. This is me just stating a bit of that, Willow's opinion. Whether people like it or whether people don't, but you don't see wee Johnny down the road who done ghost hunting that wants to really get out there, have a chance, because it's always the big names. I'm sorry, but that's the way it is.
Because with GPN, you've got to be on the GPN network to be able to get in for an award.
No, not really. All you've got to do is if you
Flash
film
your cash.
Yeah, bit of a backhander.
Flash the cash.
I've only ever known people that have got awards or been nominated have been people that are either shared to the GPN network or have shows on the GPN network.
Mm-hmm. Can I just put out a disclaimer, because there might be people watching who are part of the GPN network. This is not us anyway putting GPN down. This is just our opinions. So I don't want to see my show over MD statuses. We are entitled to an opinion.
Well, no, I mean it's like Jacqueline Dixon. Jacqueline Dixon's got an award, and I've investigated with Jacqueline, and I've done
I love
shows with Jacqueline, and she's awesome. So when she wins when she won her award I think it was last year. I think it was. I congratulated her. And that's because of the Para Unity and the fact that I know Jacqueline, and she does work hard on what she does.
Yeah.
In her own right, she deserved it.
GPN is a massive thing of Para Unity, but I know it doesn't come across as it's all Para Unity, but it is, because everybody that goes to the GPN awards and the events that they hold, like the Parameet, everybody is involved with Proud to be Paranormal or Para Unity in some sort of way. I go there because I like to see old friends. I mean, I once went there and Kate Sherrill walks up to me and says, "All right, Richard, I haven't seen her for 3 years." And she says, "All right, Richard, how you doing?" And it's like people like Kate Sherrill remember you and say hello. That is a major thing in my aspect. And there's other people. You've got like Barry John. Hello, Richard. You all right?
Oh, do you know? I absolutely adore Barry John. I really do. I've had him on my show.
What was your mate's name?
Barry John.
No, the other one.
What one?
That you got me to call him a wanker. That's it.
Oh, don't shut up. Don't shut up. You're right at my fucking show shut down. Honestly, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Don't even go there with me. That's almost like saying Stephen Huff to me. It's like a Huff page.
Never ever met it in my life, and I've got Low saying, "Go and call him a wanker." So I goes and calls him a wanker. So Low says you're wrong.
Oh,
Goes,
oh no, no,
"All
no, no,
right,
no, no,
okay,
no,
we
no.
can-"
Wait, no. I know exactly who you're talking about. You're talking about Nick Matty. Nick Matty, I
Nick
love
Matty.
Nick Matty. He
Yeah.
is. I thought you were talking about somebody else there.
No.
No, Nick Matty is. I'm not even saying his team name. I don't know why people have big long team names. They're not needed.
It's massive name, isn't it?
But yeah, I just love Nick Matty. He's so down to earth and he's so funny. Me and him are always on the blow at each other. Gary Field says the amount of people do that others don't see. Joanne says ego gets in the way of para-unity, and Gary Fields just said shh.
It's true. Ego get in the way of everything to do with the paranormal.
Yeah.
If they get a good video and they get like a direct voice phenomenon,
yeah,
it is plastered across all the paranormal Facebook part, the groups and everything. Absolutely plastered, and it will be repeated and repeated and repeated. And that's how they get so many subscribers, because it's constantly repeated. Me, I've got two direct voice phenomena. One's at the German cemetery where a bloke called Fred says, "Fred, you've appeared on my spirit talker 5 times. Have you got anything to say to me?" And he just went, "Yeah." And I was just like, "Where the hell did that come from?" And I posted that probably twice after I posted the video. And I've got one at Stitchfoot Farm, which I didn't realise I've got. So I was watching it the other day and I was listening with my headphones on. I thought, there's one there as well.
Yeah.
And that was on a little girl that was burnt in the fire. And I just said, "Is there anybody here?" And I just got, "Hello." Radio.
I love when you get the wee hellos, you know, and you do get some.
You don't get.
You know, on you go, my love. Age before beauty.
You best go first then.
Oh, see this? See, by the time we finish this show tonight, guys, I'll not have a show next week.
Does that coincide with shit before shovel?
Oh, boys, I'm going to bang your heads together. No, but what was I going? Now I've lost my fucking thought. Oh, damn you! Right, so Richard, what were you going to say? Because seriously, my brains went smash.
Pardon?
My brains went smash.
Your brains went smash.
Yep.
Oh, smash, yes, smash.
Stay.
I'm lost.
Richard's brain just went smash as well.
Yeah, it
did.
I've worked with you, Richard. I've worked with you last year. And it was in, I know, you know, I've left an undying memory there, haven't I?
Where was it?
The House that Cries.
Richard can't even remember what he did last week, never mind what he did about 2 years ago.
You're right there. Where was it then? I'll probably remember it.
It was The House that Cries.
Oh, yes.
And I came along with my older friend Lorraine, the old lady.
Yes, I remember, yeah. I do remember, yeah.
I love that place. Love it.
Yeah, it's a brilliant place.
It's basically like Dougal. When you're trying to, like Father Ted, when you're trying to explain to Dougal about the nuns.
Yeah, all right. Stop taking the piss.
Me take the piss, never. This is Friday night. This is piss taking night. But it's been great. It has been great to have you on the show. It's been a great night. Oh,
This-
lady.
basically, we can get all together and we can have a nap and a laugh and everything. And you can go anywhere that you want to go and talk about it as long as it's paranormal related. It's great.
Well,
And I'd
it's
like to be
great, and
involved
it
in
is.
more, but I just don't know who to contact.
Has
Oh,
there been
bless
anything
you. Oh, bless.
ever actually frightened
But
you
then
so
again,
much
it's
that
having
you
the
see
time to do it because I've got the pub down the road saying I need these benches painted, so I go and paint the benches, and then they're in. I'll pay you in pints, see you in the pub till like 1:30 in the morning. And it's like,
Yeah, yeah. Richard, is there any place that you'd say that you'd never go back to because it frightened you too much?
No. You know why? Because I'm one of these that's too inquisitive.
Yeah.
If something frightens me too much, I will go back and I'll be the person that pokes the bear.
Yeah.
I want to be that person that pokes the bear and see what happens. And that's the way I am. I'm never frightened too much just to go back. I mean, I had a frightening experience when I was on Castle Ring, which is in Cannock Chase.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I just got my car, it was a brand new 2024 car. I parked it on the car park, and they actually do close the car park at 9:30. Luckily, there were some of the members of Wednesday Paranormal that were going there. There was 3 ghost investigation teams there that night, and I've never ever known that. But Neil turned around to me and says, "You do realise your car's locked in the car park?" I was like, "What?" He said, "Yes, it's locked in the car park." So I walked all the way back around the Castle Ring, gets my car out between a tree and a post. Very, very thin, sort of about that much, sort of an inch to go either side. Got my car out and then parked it up on the road. No, parked it up in the car park at the pub. And just got that out, walked back round, went into the woodland, and I started doing my investigation. And I set it up the same time as I did it before, which was when one of my friends from a witch's coven came along, and she swears she saw a black-eyed child, and she was repeatedly throwing up.
Oh, God.
And I thought, but that's not right. That she never did. I mean, I trust this woman implicitly because she's a nurse at the hospital I go to for my MS and stuff. I know her quite well, and she wouldn't do stuff like that. And she's like profusely just projectile vomit, and it's why?
Oh,
She carries on, and I said to her at the end of the night, I says, hold the K2 meter. She held this K2 meter, it never came off red. It was constantly on red. She had no mobile phone on her. There was no electric lines with her. All right, you've got the ley lines that go around Castle Ring, but she was well away from them.
Yeah.
And no one else had got a mobile phone on. And if they had, it was set to flight mode. And so I set it up in exactly the same positions, and I proved that that was what we said it was, because none of my electrical equipment went off.
oh,
But I got a call into a certain part of the woodland that I'd never ever been to. I used to work there when I was in my 20s. So you're talking 20 years ago. Well, I won't say, but 20 years ago. And I walked out to this spot and I'm thinking, I've never been here before. I've been to that path there, but I've walked over the path and I've gone down onto another level. And I heard this growl. And I asked it to do it again. And I went to move forward and I couldn't move. Somebody put anklets around me and pinned it into the ground. And I could not move my legs and nothing. And I had to shout, Gary, who was my demonologist, to come and release me. But the problem is he's deaf. So you hear me going, Gary! Gary! He's going, what? Did you call me? Yeah, get over here. He comes over and he puts his hand on my shoulder. He says, "You've got there's something definitely here," and he starts muttering whatever he mutters. And he said he just tapped my shoulder, but it felt like I was shoved.
Yeah.
He says, "Shoving was the spirit releasing you," because I stumbled to the left, and he said it was just that's how the spirit releases from me. It felt like a shove, but it was just tap. But he carried that spirit with him all the way back to the car, I think it was. No, when we got to these crossroads, and this spirit apparently gets confused by crossroads. She doesn't know where to go. And you could see this shadow figure going from left to right, forwards, backwards, left to right. He just didn't know how to get to us because we were stood by my car, it was over by the pub. And then I told him, I says, "Well, put your hand on the floor, see if you can do a bit of psychometry." Put his hand on the floor, he was like, "Fuck, I can't do that. No. I didn't know that there was a whacking great ley line that runs underneath that pub. And he picked up on this ley line. It made him feel sick as a dog. And I found out that about 2 days after, because I was doing a bit of research on the computer. But there's a whacking great ley line that goes right underneath the pub. And that probably explains why the pub's haunted in the cellars as well.
Yeah.
So
I've experienced something.
Sorry, Wayne.
Pardon?
I've experienced something similar to that with a pub nearby. It's near Stansted Airport. There was a witch, or a lady that was accused to have been a witch, was executed, and her bones were put down underneath a crossroads right outside the pub. And they then, obviously, once we had automobiles, they actually put the road on those ley lines, and it turned out to be a crossroads. So once you got towards the pub, there was a left turn, a right turn, or you could go straight on. And when they laid the road, they found the bones. And all sort of, there was always accidents on that stretch of road until they found the bones. And then they moved the bones to the pub car park. And they're buried under a rock in the entrance of the car park. And since then, that pub has been haunted by this woman, and she likes to go around in the basement.
Wow, that's interesting, isn't it?
So it seems to be a lot of things about ley lines.
It's a certain type of spirit. I forget what the type of spirit was, but it's an ancient. All I get getting on my spirit talker, I know I'm going back to ITC and all that sort of stuff, but nobody believes in. But when I go investigate, if I use like Spirit Talker or Paratech, if I'm getting stuff that's related to the area that I'm in, I tend to believe it and I'll ask questions on it.
Yeah.
And if it keeps coming out with the right sort of stuff that I think is related to the area, then I'll be carrying on and just using it as a source of evidence. Because
I think that's where a lot of people, because there are a lot of people that use apps, and they swear by them. Now, I mean, when we filmed for Truth Beyond Paranormal, when we started, we originally said we wouldn't be using things like apps because you can't trust them 100% unless the person that makes that app is honest with you and tells you what's involved with the background of it all.
Yeah.
You can't trust it.
No.
But like you said, Richard, we've gone out to locations and we've used the likes of Spirit Talker, Necronomicon, and some of the other apps. But when something comes through that is specifically related to the area you are in, then you sit back and you go, wow, that's pretty weird, because this is the only place where that word could be involved with.
Yeah.
And then when you get other words that come through and you've got it all down on a list and you put it all together and you go, well, all of these words correspond with all of these areas within this location.
Yeah.
And then it might not ever come up again when you go elsewhere.
Yeah.
So it makes it significant.
I think that, do you know, when you're sitting talking about apps, I look at Lynn and I want to giggle because Simon suggested an app to me Was it last week
Yeah.
that Simon suggested an app to me to try? And he was telling me about who made it and that, and even lo and behold, Stephen Huff made it. And I was like that. But I'll be jumping up and down for the price that he's charging for it as well. But Brian Holloway, I always swear by that man.
I trust Brian a lot, and he's making one for me. He's making a Spookanori app for me. He's actually told me how he is going to make it, because I'm involved with the building of it.
Yeah.
And so what I've been asked to do is I've been asked to do up to 15 1-minute sentences and voices on a voice recording. And then what he's going to do is he's going to break each 1-minute section into 1 second bites. So there will be 60 sounds to each minute. And then what he will do is he will put that into 15 1-minute word banks.
Yeah.
And the app will then pick out individual 1 second clips and scramble them up and put them out for the speaker to repeat. So the theory then is that no actual coherent words should come through. So if a coherent word does come through, that is going to be pretty weird, because of all the hundreds of different possibilities there could be, or thousands of different possibilities there could be. You know, a word comes through that could relate to where you are.
Yeah.
Well,
that's pretty hard to do.
Well, put it this way, with Brian's apps, I've always had good results. Always had good results with Brian's apps. The one that I used was Team Spirit Paranormal, and me and Jackie and Dixon were up doing an investigation with Paranormal Footprints when she was in Scotland, and it must have been the first time she came to Scotland or the second time round. And we went out investigating, and it was amazing because when I was asking a question, it was coming back with a Scottish accent. Now, I was brilliant. I thought,
that's
do you know
mad
what?
When it comes back with the accent in the area that you're in.
Yeah. Oh God, it was as clear as a bell, as a eye. And you can't get any Scottish more than that.
Yeah.
And I was really, really impressed with Brian's. I would love to get that guy on. I really, really would love to get that guy on to our show. I think he would be brilliant to talk to. Gary said, went there about 10 years ago, equipment bag gets slung off the table in the front room. He's all, Gary. He's all. But yeah, apps are very, it's a hit or a miss with apps. But do you know what, guys? I'm going to be really honest with you. I don't know if it's the older that I'm getting, the paranormal, but it's just like I can't be bothered with apps. I can't be bothered with equipment. I would just rather use the old methods. Go back to the grinding the old stuff. That's that.
I mean, I was investigating the Bucks Museum last weekend, and Sam was using her apps. She'd had that stupid old dead bell.
Oh, the one that you hate.
There's two of her latest gadgets that I absolutely detest, and if there was an open window, both these gadgets would have gone out of it. And that's the dead bell, because that just keeps going off at random. And that's a really annoying sound, especially when it keeps going off. And she's got a music box. And this music box, she was testing it when she was doing live investigations at a house which is haunted by a couple of spirits. And she put this music box on the stairs, and it went off for about 5 seconds and then stopped. And after a couple of minutes of it going on and off, and torches of note flashing on and off, she turned around and said, right, I'm going to leave you for 10 minutes. I've got to get dinner sorted. So if you see anything or hear anything, just put down what you saw and what time, and I can look back at it. Second she walked out of the area, the music box started going off. And for an
no
entire
way.
10 minutes, it would not stop until she came back. And viewing figures, the TikTok viewing figures was about 57 people were watching at the time. And after about 3 minutes, you started noticing the numbers going down. And it got down and down until it got to 12 people watching. And when Sam came back in, that was it. We were like, that thing would not stop. And then both me and her husband, Marcus, said, you bring that music box with you on the next investigation. That's going to get stomped on.
Yeah.
Because they're annoying. And some apps are. And some of these gadgets are. And I just think all they're doing is making money for the people that are selling them.
Yeah.
Oh,
the best apps
with
you get are the ones you pay for. And you don't pay more than a $5, but the free apps then don't even entertain them.
No.
I mean, I'm not gonna put the guy down, but Barry Guy, he's got a new app that's out. I've looked at it. I've downloaded
My house is haunted.
Yeah, it's crap. I don't rate it at all. That's my opinion, so you can't get cancelled because that's my opinion, not yours.
That's all right. I've got a list just ever so grown. I'm already pulling it up like that, like the blind. But Joanne says absolutely too much money making. Exactly, Joanne.
Yeah.
Not just even that. Even on equipment. But then Wayne gave me the bright idea to go on to Temu, and let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I am resisting using my bank card on it because I don't think I'd stop. But it was amazing to see like the different things in Temu that we use that's so much
There's a lot of equipment on Temu
than
that
what
you can
would
get.
pay. It's
you
crazy.
You can't sort of say how good the quality is.
Yeah.
Because I had a REM pod off Temu and the aerial broke in the postage. But I sent it back, and then they sent me another one, and the aerial broke when I was using it on the investigation. But I didn't touch the aerial. All I did was pull it up, and it comes straight out the top. And I was like, that's not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So I sent it back. I don't use REM pod now.
What they were expecting you to do, Richard, was then go back to Temu and buy a soldering kit.
Yeah. But you can't get in it because it's solidly. I don't even know where they've soldered it. There's no way you can get into the actual unit. You'd have
to use. You'd have to use a hot wire.
Yeah.
So you get one of those hot wires and go around the edge to break the seal on it. But I mean, a lot of the stuff you see on Temu, things like K2 meters, and I call them the son of K2. So it's the same shape as a K2 meter, but instead of having the little round LED lights that go round in an arch, they go in levels up and down. But it's the same shape as a K2. I've bought a load of those. Voice recorders, sound monitors, sound light sensors, motion light sensors. All of those things I've had off for Temu and have only cost me a couple of quid each. Whereas originally the K2 meter was about 40 quid.
I've got one of them.
And it is so sensitive. As soon as you move your hand on there, all you hear is.
They are.
Even if you put it down on the table, you can hear yourself. Put it down, and as your hands move away, you hear.
Yes.
There could be something said on there. It would pick up a millipede coming out of the ground.
Yeah.
That's sensitive.
They are good, aren't they? Yeah.
I mean, I've got 2 voice recorders on my phone, and then obviously you've got the video as well. If you don't actually, uncover the lens of the phone when you're filming, and you just start on the video, and then just put the phone down, that's just another alternative way of using a voice recorder.
It is,
So I've never been a strong believer of picking up the phone or going on the internet and starting paying out extortionate amounts of money for equipment that you don't really need. It's a bit silly. stupid money.
I don't tend to edit my videos. If I do a YouTube video, I only go on YouTube because I leave it as like a scrapbook so my kids can look at it and say, what was Dad doing on so and so day? And like for when I've gone, I know I'm thinking years away, but nobody knows when it's going to happen. But it's there. And
Do you know what? I have a co-host that sometimes it comes on, and he's the exact same. He likes to record every show so that when he's gone, his family can see it.
Yeah, it's a memory, isn't it? It's an instant memory. Yeah. And I do it for the kids. And I've had my new YouTube account about a year now, and I made 50 subscribers yesterday. It was great. That's I can go live on YouTube if I want now. Yeah, great. But
it's like having the old cinescopes, isn't it, in the 60s?
Yeah.
And people used to keep them. And when you look at them now, it was amazing how people lived. You wouldn't think there was much difference. There's a massive difference now, isn't there? But we've got all digital now, and we've got all these YouTube videos that are being recorded.
I think it's because technology is running the roost. That's all it is. It's ruling the roost, and it takes over. The only problem is when technology goes tits up, all hell breaks loose.
Yeah.
Prime example. Yesterday, I'd gone into our local town centre, and every single car park payment machine was all card or app only.
Yeah.
And I didn't have my bank card with me, and my app was down, so I could not pay anywhere for a car park. And I went all over Colchester trying to find a car park that took cash.
Yeah.
And when I finally went into one that I was told did cash, and the signs by the payment machine said cash. When I went into town, I parked up, went into town, did what I needed to do, came back, looked at the machine. There's nowhere to put the money in. And then it came up on the screen, card or app only.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so now my car is stuck in the car park because I've only got cash.
Yeah.
And I was lucky that I managed to ask.
Get rid of cash, don't they?
Yeah, there was a lady came in and she paid for her parking on her card through her phone app. And I just turned around to her and said, look, excuse me, I don't mean to worry or bother you. I said, but I was told this was a cash payment car park as well as card. I said, I've just found out it's not. I said, and I've only got cash. Would you be able to pay for my ticket and I give you the cash for it now? And she looked at me as if I'd grown a second head. And I had to physically take the cash out of my pocket and hold it in front of her face and say to her, look, it's only going to be about £3 or £4. I will give you the cash if you could pay for my ticket. So I put my ticket in, it come up £3.90. I gave her £4, and we ended up talking all the way up to the 3rd floor back to the cars.
Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Wayne paid that woman in chocolate. She got home and realised it was chocolate coins.
2 chocolate £2 coins.
Christmas coins.
She put them in her pocket and got home and found that they'd melted in her pocket.
That wouldn't surprise me. It's weird having somebody say hey off my network. I'm guessing. I don't know. I'm guessing. I'm not guessing. Gary Field says endless amount of money could spend on equipment like I've broken or lost is most of mine now. That doesn't surprise me.
That's because Gary's clumsy.
It could even be.
You can't use a K2 to smash through somebody's window in Liverpool to nick their stuff. I mean, come on.
I mean, it could be a false economy being created. Make them fragile so they break easily, and then you go out and buy more.
Yep, exactly. Right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap it up for the night. I just want to begin to thank everyone who has come in to the chat, and I hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank Richard personally for coming on again. Thank you very much. And hello to the kids at the back. They've been good guests as well. I want to thank Lynn and Wayne tonight as well for coming. next week, guys. Next Thursday we have Mark Reynolds coming on. Aye. I love. Do you know I can hear Gary in my ears right now saying aye. Joanne says thank you so much. You're very welcome, lovey. Friday we have. I'm going to do one of awarenesses. I'm going to talk about fibro awareness. It's one of those ones that are quite common now in people, and this is a bit of a red herring for me. People think just because obviously they can't see it that there's nothing wrong with you. So it's just doing that awareness. So it will be a close one, guys. It'll be a good one. And I'll have Samantha joining me, Mrs. Shane. Everybody knows Mrs. Shane the last time.
What day is it on?
Friday. And then
Friday.
Gary Field says Hawkeye. Right,
Hawkeye.
I bet he's sitting in that bloody hot tub. Not that I'm jealous or anything. But yeah, guys, but everybody have a good week and a good weekend. And stay safe, everybody. And always be kind to each other. All right, guys. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.